Alright then guys, this is Yata here. Welcome to my Dragon Link Master Duel deck profile. You see, the good thing about Master Duel blowing up like it has and becoming so popular is that it has brought a lot of older players and also a lot of people, like brand new people that haven't heard about Yu-Gi-Oh! To the game. So it has brought a lot of people in it. But the bad thing, unfortunately, is that there's a lot of videos out there of people that are doing deck profiles and they really don't know how to deck build, and it's kind of sad. And that's why I just wanted to like give my 2 cents when it comes to Dragon Link. I mean, people that have been watching me like the past couple of months, they know how much effort I put into this deck. This is one of the decks that I was gonna bring to a YCS, which is like a big event, a big Yu-Gi-Oh event. So I did a lot of play testing and everything. I played it in my locals, like with the actual card game and everything. So this is one of these decks that are like close to my heart. So yeah, this is gonna be it. And once again, let me just remind you that if you want the written form of this deck list, it's gonna be on my Discord. Just go to the YouTube deck list channel on my Discord. You'll be able to see the posted deck list with the written information on it, so you can copy it there. So but yeah, let's get started. So I'm gonna go card by card, and then after I go card by card the whole deck, I'm gonna be showing some gameplay footage after the explanation of the deck list. So if you want to stick around until the end of the video, you'll be able to see some gameplay of this deck list. So yeah, let's get started. So I'm gonna start off with one Baylor. You can up this to 2 or 3. I just hate seeing like multiples of this, especially if I'm going first, but it's still a great card. It's also a light, which lights are like, we run less lights than darks, so lights are very useful on this deck because they help us banish with stuff like black, or with stuff like our Chaos Emperor or our Levy. So it helps us out a lot. So the fact that it's also a hand trap plus a light is very useful. So you can up the count however you want to, but I'm gonna stick to 1. You can also summon it off Hulk if you want to, so that's another thing you can do. We're playing 2 Rokket Synchros. This is a great mid-game sort of card. It's great because it's another name, and also you can revive stuff like the Chaos Ruler, or you can revive stuff like Absol. So it's a pretty cool place that you can do with it. It's pretty good whenever you're like you mill a lot of stuff and then you have like all those dragons in the graveyard already, and then you normal summon like in the middle of your game, because a lot of the time you don't even normal summon in this deck until like 10 minutes in. It's kind of crazy. So but yeah, I think 2 is the correct number. Less is bad and more is also bad. So 2 maxis. I don't want to see multiples of this. It's a great card, don't get me wrong, but if you open like 2 of these and you're going first, you're almost always gonna brick unless you open something like a Seyfert, or a Tracer. But aside from those 2, you're probably gonna brick if you open multiples of this on your opening hand. Then we're playing 3 Ash Blossom because I think it's tied with Maxi. I mean, like, it's 100% the second best hand trap in the game. So it also counters Maxi. So if we get Maxi'd, we can always Ash Blossom them. So that's something cool that we can do with Ash Blossom. So it's also a tuner, which means that you can go into Halki Fabrics if you wanted to. So it has like a lot of utilities in this deck. So we're playing 2 whites and 1 black. The reason being, like I mentioned before, lights are very useful in this deck because we don't run that many, and we need them for a couple of things. So that's why we're doing 2 whites and 1 black. The effect to special summon themselves is a hard once per turn, but the effect to search themselves is not a hard once per turn. So you can search each other like multiple times. You can always just put it back from the banish pile with Chaos Space and search it again, which is kind of insane in the same turn. So just keep that in mind. The effect to search is not a hard once per turn, but the effect to special summon is a hard once per turn. They're playing Fairy Tale Snow. Fairy Tale Snow is an absolutely broken card. It's a Book of Moon that can dodge stuff like Call by the Grave. It's absolutely insane, and we could put a lot of stuff on the graveyard with our Chaos Ruler or with our Ravine. So Fairy Tale Snow is almost always gonna be live, and the cool thing is that if you end up on like IP Masquerena, this becomes like 2 interruptions, because like you leave this on the graveyard, you activate the effect, Book of Moon 1 other monsters, then they summon another monster, you unicorn them, you activate unicorn, then your snow is back again in the graveyard, so you have another snow, because this is not a once per turn, so you can like Book of Moon twice. It's kind of insane. So that's why we have to be running snow. I think 1 is just the correct number. It's a very good card, don't get me wrong. Another card that you may want to like consider running would be something like Foolish Burial. Let me look it up. Yeah, Foolish Burial is pretty good. I don't own it, but you can definitely add it. You can definitely like find room for it. You can even go up to like 43 if you wanted to. Like, this deck doesn't really need to be at 40 to be consistent. It's already a consistent as is. So if you're wondering why I'm running 42, is because this deck is already consistent. Like, you don't need 40 on this deck to be consistent. So if you run something like Foolish Burial, you can also like Foolish Burial Fairy Tale Snow, or you can Foolish Burial Absor. So it's up to you. Not Foolish Burial, Foolish Burial, this one. So that's another option that you can try running. But yeah, so let's go. We're playing 3 Rokket Tracers. This is a 1-card Chaos Ruler. You normal summon it. You go into your Striker Dragon. You search the boot sector. Then boot sector. Then you activate Striker Dragon. Target itself. Add Tracer from the graveyard to the hand. Then you special summon it off the boot sector launch. And then you pop boot sector. Special summon out your Recharger, and now you have a Chaos Ruler. So it's a 1-card Chaos Ruler. So pretty cool plays that you can do with Tracer. So then we're playing the 1 Rokket Recharger. This is another card that you can try to run 2 of. I like to stick to 1 because I don't want to break with it, because it by itself doesn't really do much. Like, if you open multiples of this, you kind of sort out of luck. So, but if the good thing about running multiples of this, it means that your Tracer will be live like turn 3. So like when it comes back to you, you can Tracer again, especially with another copy of Recharger. But that's all up to your preference. I just like sticking to the 1 of, because I don't want to break with it. So playing 1 Rokket Recharger. We're playing 3 Safers. This is a 1-card starter. It can give you access to white or black, preferably black, because Safer is a light. So you're gonna be able to banish out the Safer with your black dragon. So it can also give you access to stuff like Chamber or your Levy. You have to send 2 level 4s though to be able to search Levy. But one cool play that you can do with Safer is that you can send Absor and then search a Nocto, and then Absor will trigger. You can search either a Tracer or a Rokket Synchron. So some pretty cool plays that you can do with Safer, and it can also give you access to Levy again if it's in the graveyard. So this card is absolutely insane. You might be wondering why we're not running the Black Metal and the Red Eyes Darkness. It's because they can be kind of bricky, and a lot of the times if I have to pick between summoning Safer and Black, I usually go for Safer. So yeah, I'm trying to cut down on the number of normal summon monsters. So if you really want to add Darkness Metal, you can. Where in the world is he? There we go. So if you really want to add Red Eyes Darkness Metal, you can. It's up to your preference, but I mean, he's a great card, don't get me wrong, but I decided not to. So you can test out. I mean, this deck, there's hundreds of dragon cards in the game, so this is one of the most, like, I've tried so many things. So yeah, you may want to test out with this, but this is like the deck list that I want to give you guys. But then we're gonna go with our where was that? Safer. Then we're running the Chamber, 1 Chamber. The reason why we're running 1 Chamber is because it gives us access to the Tiding. Tiding is what makes the Dragon Link board even scarier, because not only do you have like negates with like Hot Red and Savage, but now you also have like a bounce in the form of a trap card. So not only that, but you can also like send the Tiding off of something like Ravine. Then you send Tiding, then you send Chamber from deck to graveyard. Then you activate Tiding in grave to banish it to special summon out Chamber, and then you can search another copy of Tiding. So some pretty cool plays that you can do with that. And Tiding is a scary card, especially with decks that need their monsters to stay on the field. Stuff like Virtual World can struggle against Tiding. Stuff like Prank Kids can struggle against Tiding. So a lot of decks fear Tiding. So, and then we're playing Destrudo. Destrudo is a great card. Like this was banned for the longest on the TCG. It's basically a free extender. You just have to pay half your life points. So, and then you can go into cards like Hulk Fabrax. So some amazing plays that you can do with Destrudo. It just goes back to the bottom of your deck after you use it. But Yeah, you can also search this off of Safert if you send something like an Absorauder because it's level 7. So things to keep in mind right there. So then we're playing 2 Absorauder. This card is pretty good. I like having multiples of it because I like to use it every turn basically. If you don't have access to Tracer, then you can send it off Ravine, send Absorauder. Absorauder will search your Tracer. So I like having this on turn 3 as well, so I can have access to like a Rokket Synchron or something. So that's why I'm running multiples of it. 3 Noctos. If you play this deck, you know how much Nocto is just like perfect. It's like a free extender. It can also like protect your Tiding. They can Cosmic Cyclone it if you have like Nocto in graveyard. It's also a free draw. I mean, this card is just a beautiful. That's why we're maxing out on Nocto. We're playing a Levy. This card is pretty good. Like I said, you can search it off your Safert. You can also mill it off of Chaos Ruler. So and then you can add it back to your hand. But Levy is pretty good because it allows you to either shuffle a card from your opponent's hand if you banish 3 darks, or you can pop up to 2 cards, non-targeting by the way. So if you banish lights and darks, or you can also special summon a monster in defense position if you banish all lights. So it has some pretty cool things that you can do with it. Then we're playing 1 Chaos Emperor. This card is amazing. It can help you get one of your banished dragons that are banished. It also acts like you can also send multiple cards from your opponent. So this has helped me like crack multiple boards, because a lot of people forget about the other effect that you can send cards from your opponent's board equal to the amount that you send from your own board. So this card is pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It's also like you can also summon it by banishing lights and darks from graveyard. So then playing 2 Nibiru. I like whenever I maxi somebody and they keep special summoning, and then I draw into something like a Nibiru, and now you can just hit them with the big rock. So that's why I feel like everybody that's running maxi that's a combo deck should be running Nibiru. So if you're a combo deck, if you're running maxi, just run Nibiru. That way you can eventually draw into like a Nibiru. So, and this is also a light, so it works well on this deck. So playing 3 Chaos Space. These ones are like the no explanation. All these cards are like mandatory in my opinion. So 3 Chaos Spaces, it searches you the black and the white, searches you Levy. I mean, what else can I say about this? It's a free draw as well. It lets you put back a card that's banished, and you draw a card. Ravine is amazing. If I had to pick between these two, I feel like Ravine is a little bit better. But like I usually like to start off with Boot Sector and eventually replace it with Ravine. So Ravine's pretty good. Gives you access to pretty much any dragon you want it to be able to send it to the graveyard. Boot Sector is also pretty good. We're playing 3 Quick Launch, not a once per turn. This card is insane. 2 Infinite Impermanence. I like drawing this off of Maxi. Means that we can stop our opponent from playing. It's not a hard once per turn. This card's pretty good. And 2 Tiding. Once again, you can decide to like run 2 chambers if you wanted to, and 3 Tiding, but I don't want to like open like multiple chambers. I think just 1 is good enough, and you can always just send it with Ravine if you really need access to Tiding. So yeah, 2 Tiding. So that's 42 cards on the main deck. Like I said, this deck is consistent as is. You don't need to be running 40 to be consistent in this deck. So now we're gonna go to the extra deck. We're playing 1 Borolo Savage. This card is amazing. You can shuffle it back again with Safert. So if you wanna like summon him again, you can. Then we're playing 1 Chaos Ruler. This card is beautiful. I think it's one of the key cards in this deck because it just lets you mill free pluses, right? It's absolutely beautiful. And then we're playing 1 Hot Red. I really like ending on Hot Red because it means that you can dodge stuff like Dark Ruler No More and even Droplet if you have like a Tiding set. So yeah, this card is pretty good. So we're playing 1 Pisty. Pisty actually comes up a lot in this deck because since we have access to multiple Striker Dragons, we are able to more reliably like special summon something from the banish pile or monster or the graveyard with Pisty. So little thing to keep in mind right there. We're playing 2 Striker Dragons. No explanation needed. This card is absolutely so good. So then we're playing 2 Seals. I've tried cutting this to 1, but the second one comes up way too often. Sometimes your end board would be like a seal tiding, and that will like basically skip your opponent's turn. Like they will try to like bait it out and everything, so next turn you can end up on a second seal, and it's pretty good. So, and a lot of times when you're getting Beerud, you're able to special summon out a monster with seals, and then you go into your second seals after you're getting Beerud on the same turn. So as long as you're not dark locked. So a couple of monsters lock you into darks, like tracers from the extra deck. So you need to know your restrictions. If you want me to post like some 10 tips, like the virtual world video that I did, like 10 tips to be able to master this deck, just put it on the comment section and I'll make a video, but this time Dragon Link related. Then we're playing Halki Fibrax. This card's pretty good. We can summon stuff like Rokket Synchron, and then we can go into Striker Dragon. So as long as we can get to Halki Fibrax, we have access to our Striker Dragon, which is pretty cool. Romulus searches out Ravine, absolutely mandatory. 2 Quad World, mandatory as well. Sometimes the opponent may leave something like access code out in the field, and you just pop it with Quad World, and they're gonna regret that big time. So you're gonna be able to special summon up to 4 monsters. Pretty insane. So 1 IP Masquerena has great synergy with Snow. And then you can either go into something like a Nightmare Unicorn, or you can go into stuff like Appaloosa as well. Appaloosa we're running in this deck because Drytron is very popular, and Appaloosa is amazing versus Drytron. It is so good because you can negate. It basically gets like full usage of it whenever you summon Appaloosa against Drytron. You're able to negate like 2, 3, even 4 monsters. It's pretty insane. So. And then we're running access code because we OTK. Access code is one of those cards that we go to pretty much every single game because we OTK so easily with this deck. So yeah, so alright, and so now I'm gonna be showing you guys the gameplay. So let's go. You know, I'm gonna do this all in one take. So we're gonna go over here, and then now we're gonna go to replay. So hope you guys enjoy this. Alright, and so I'm gonna start off with my Tracer, Safer, Ravine, Quick Launch, and Infinite Impermanence. So this is a very good hand. We have a couple of extenders right here. But so far we only have 1 extender, which is Quick Launch. But yeah, let's see. We're gonna go ahead and normal summon out Safer. I'm gonna go ahead and send itself. The reason why I sent, usually you don't want to send Safer if there's gonna be like something like an Ash that's gonna get played against you. But this time I was pretty confident in sending Safer as cost, because even if I did get Ash Blossom, I still had Quick Launch. So Quick Launch was gonna let me play even further. So I'm gonna activate Quick Launch. I'm gonna go ahead and special summon out a Rokket monster. I'm gonna go ahead and special summon out Rokket Synchron. So now I'm gonna go ahead and link off my Rokket Synchron for my Striker Dragon. Let me just go see if I can make this a full screen. So yeah, there we go. So I'm gonna go to Striker Dragon. I'm gonna go ahead and add a copy of my Boot Sector Launch. Activate Boot Sector Launch. Activate effect, special summon out the Rokket Tracer. Rokket Tracer, pop my Boot Sector, summon out Rokket Synchron from the deck. Now I'm gonna go into the Chaos Ruler, which, like I said, this is a key part of this deck. I'm gonna activate the effect to mill 5. I'm gonna mill Ash Blossom, mill Nibiru, mill Rokket Tracer, mill Ash Blossom, and mill Chamber. So I'm gonna add the copy of Chamber, that way I can summon it next turn. I'm gonna activate Striker Dragon effect to pop itself and target my Rocket's Recharger. Activate Rokket Recharger effect to send itself to special summon out a copy of my Rokket Synchron. Now I'm gonna go ahead and go into the Hot Red. I'm gonna go ahead and set Infinite Impermanence. So I have 2 negates so far right now, and I have a lot of follow up with Ravine and Chamber and the Chaos Ruler in the graveyard. So yeah, I don't know what deck I'm playing up against right now. So it's gonna start off with the Fusion Deployment. I'm gonna go ahead and negate that with Hot Red. Hot Red negates not only monsters but any face-up card on the field once per turn, basically with no cost. This card is absolutely crazy. So I'm gonna go ahead and negate the fusion deployment. And the opponent is gonna pass turn after that. So right here I'm feeling very confident. I'm like, I can OTK pretty easily. You can OTK so easily. You can kill them pretty much like so easy with this deck. So I'm gonna go ahead and normal summon out Chamber, search a copy of my Tiding, activate quick launch effect to special summon out Rokket Tracer. I'm gonna go ahead and synchro both of those off for a Borreload Savage, activate effect. So right here though, I was only trying to put up one more negate because in case they have something like a Nibiru in hand, because Hot Raider was gonna trade with whatever card this is. So I just needed to be protected from like a Nibiru in hand, so that's why I was kind of rushing to my Borreload so I can get an Omni Negate as soon as possible. I'm gonna go ahead and equip him with the Striker Dragon. I'm gonna activate the Chaos Ruler effect Engrave to banish a light and a dark to special summon itself. And right here I'm gonna go into battle phase, I toggle Hot Red. Hot Red's effect is gonna activate to special summon out a Tuner from the graveyard. Special summon out my Rokket Tracer. I'm gonna attack with Chaos Ruler, and now I'm gonna attack with my Borreload. He's gonna attempt to activate the Eternal Soul. So he's playing Dark Magicians. I didn't know what deck he was playing right now, but and right here I can just negate the Striker Dragon. I can negate with Borreload Savage. So yeah, I should have negated probably with Hot Red right here in case they had something like a Gamma in hand, but it still worked out. So I negate with my Hot Red and just attack them directly for 3,500. So yeah, I mean, this is an explosive deck, and a little bit of a warning. I'm just gonna warn you guys, this deck can be addicting. Okay, I literally played this for like a year straight, like the card version of Dragon Link, and I couldn't put the deck down. It is so fun, like so many things that you can like tech in, so many like different builds that you can do. So it's a little warning, it may be a little bit of an addicting deck. But yeah, once again, the written form of this deck list will be on my Discord under the YouTube deck list channel. So yeah, just a little reminder. But as always guys, this is Yata here. Don't forget to click the like and subscribe button, but I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.